As we celebrate the 150th season of college football, the Patriot League Network is honoring the anniversary by speaking with some of the incredible leaders of today. These Patriot League graduates all have unique stories, but share a similarity in establishing leadership and character on the gridiron. Today we have a 2012 Lehigh graduate, Chris Lum, who went on to get his Master's of Engineering from Lehigh in 2016. On the football field, he was a star after putting together one of the best seasons by a quarterback in league history with 4,378 yards and 32 touchdowns. Lum won the 2011 Patriot League Offensive Player of the Year. His name is listed several times in the Patriot League record book, but what he's doing off the field right now for student athletes is even more notable. I now have the pleasure to welcome Chris into the PLN studio. Chris, you've really taken the lead on what has become a major priority in college athletics, mental health. What is the goal behind your platform, Mentality Wellness?
Yeah, so right now, thank you for the intro, and I really appreciate you guys doing this. This is awesome to be a part of this. So Mentality Wellness, the whole goal of this is to really measure mental health, mental wellness on an ongoing basis. So right now, a lot of the assessments or tools or check-ins happen ever so often, maybe once a year. And then on top of that, it's very difficult to identify what are some of those indicators of a possible mental health issue. So the whole goal of this is to create a product and platform that is appealing, that is simple, that is quick for student athletes to interact with, that could hopefully maybe early detect a possible mental health issue, sleep disorders, eating disorders, stress, anxiety. All of these different buckets are at an all-time high, and the expectations of student athletes nowadays are at an all-time high. So, I became very passionate about this a while back, but this is something that is not my full-time job. I know we'll get into some of that, but definitely a part-time passion project of mine.
What is the latest venture that you're working on with it right now with Wayne State?
Yeah, so I was very fortunate, as I began to really look into this possible idea to get connected and network with some amazing people at Wayne State as well as at University of Michigan. So through all of this, I got connected with Wayne State's kinesiology department, and within their group, we're working on launching a study later at the end of this year. That's going to be a 6-school study with the whole goal of utilizing this platform, this idea that I've come up with to better manage and measure mental health for over 600 student athletes. So it's going to be a cool thing to be a part of. There's a tremendous team behind it. But yeah, hopefully, the NCAA has marked this as a priority to better help measuring and enhancing the student athlete experience. And unfortunately, I believe mental health has been a little bit underserved. But anyway, hopefully there's some cool research and findings out of this study that we're doing at Wayne State.
You had told us earlier that when you went back to Lehigh for your master's, you became involved with the Leadership Academy, and through that experience with this group, this really blossomed. How did this passion of yours grow through that?
Sure. So, I went back to Lehigh. I was fortunate to serve as a GA in the Leadership Academy, which is an amazing program for the student athletes and for the coaches and support staff in the athletic department. And it was during that time when I was, being a part of some discussions, facilitating some workshops to the student athletes, even, meeting with them one-on-one sometimes. There was this consistent theme of overwhelm. These student athletes have a lot to balance and manage. And, if they wanted to be a part of a university club, or something else, it's even that much more challenging. So it was during that time, this idea, these student athletes are stressed out, they're overwhelmed, the expectations are very high, and a lot of them are performing really, really well, yet they're struggling a lot of times and challenged sometimes. So this problem or challenge became exposed to it then. The solution kind of just crystallized over time of how we could actually meet this problem.
Speaking of balancing a lot, you also work with young student athletes in another side project of yours, the Chris Lum Quarterback School. How did this all begin?
Sure. I still love the game, as I'm sure most people, or probably everyone that you've interviewed would say. And being able to help and coach and train current athletes, youth, high school, and some collegiate athletes, and to see them grow, develop, not only, athletically, but just as a person, becoming captains of their high school football teams, earning starting position on the varsity team, I just had a student, work his way up. Unfortunately, the senior varsity quarterback suffered an injury, next man up, and it's just cool to be a part of that and have some impact on that. So that is, again, something I do on the side. Another passion project of mine to help develop student athletes, because many people did that for us. One-on-one training and all the programs that are offered nowadays, there's a lot. And I went through all of that, and it's cool to kind of be on the other end to help some of these athletes develop.
People at home might even find it hard to believe. On top of all of this, you also have a full-time job as brands manager at Collaborative Advantage Marketing. What's involved in your day-to-day 9 to 5?
Yeah, so my company, I would definitely say being a student athlete in college and at Lehigh and probably every Patriot League school, they would all say the things, the tangibles and intangibles they learned while at school has only helped them for life. We call it life after Lehigh, life after school. So I'm a part of a 9-person company. We're a small company, we're gritty, but the things of, leadership, teamwork, communication, discipline, those all come into play here because we're going against huge companies that have a ton more people, a lot more resources, bigger marketing budgets, all of these things. And somehow we're still winning business. Somehow we're still landing on these huge grocery retailers. So we're a food and beverage company, and we sell food and beverages into major retailers like Kroger and Meijer and Wegmans and all these people. So I love being a part of a small team like this, and learning all of that stuff I did and all that experience I had in school has only helped me, in the experience that I'm in now today.
You briefly touched on it, life after Lehigh. You're balancing many different roles. How did your 4 years as a Mountain Hawk prepare you for everything that you're involved with now, besides the time management piece, of course?
Yeah, time management is huge, but I guess on top of that, the Leadership Academy obviously developed me as a leader, serving as a captain on the team at Lehigh. Now I find myself in a leadership role here at my company. So that's one thing. Besides that, there's so many other skills that you learn being a student athlete and just a student in general in college that has translated and helped me in the business world today. Communication skills, we said the time management, discipline, collaboration, all of these different types of things, challenging each other, accountability, leading up, all these different things that you do in college, you can apply them in a professional way as well. And that's what I'm doing today.
Transitioning to the football field, in 2011, you led one of the most prolific Lehigh offenses in league history. When you look back on that season, what stands out most to you?
Man, I love those guys. Those were my brothers. I think our team was truly just really, really together and a brotherhood. And I think, it's hard, everything in football and sports is very data driven, but the value of having a team be so cohesive and the chemistry of that, I really feel is what led us to be a very successful team. We finished 5th in the country. We lost to North Dakota State in the quarterfinals. That was a tough loss, but they were a great opponent. They went on to win it that year as well. I guess the cohesiveness of the team, I loved the most. But secondly, if I were to say a specific moment, it would be the win over Towson. That was an amazing game. We won 40-38, and the way that offense, defense, I think there was like 6 or 7 different lead changes in that game. But yeah, personally and as a team, that was one of the best games I've ever been a part of.
Chris, I appreciate you taking the time to join us today and share your experience, your life after Lehigh, and thank you for all of the work that you're doing right now, particularly with student athletes and mental health.
Thank you.